Okay, hi, it's Natalie, and today I'm going to show you how to make this card. I'm making it as a journaling card with hidden journaling space, and it basically has little hidden spaces that you pull out. This is my prototype, so I'm going to show you how to make it. You can make it as a card, a tag, a greetings card, anything. It's just the method I'm going to show you. I'm going to use up. I've done a video just before this one in which I made, there are two videos actually, in which I made a collage masterboard, and then I decorated it and cut it into tags and journaling cards and things like that. So I wanted to use some of these. So I'm going to decorate my card with something from here. If you want to see the collage masterboard videos, part 1 and part 2, I'll put the link in the description below this video. But you don't need to have done this in order to do this. It's just that I'm going to use these to decorate. But you can use this for anything and decorate it with whatever you like. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to make the inside mechanism. So what we're going to need is, I'm using 220 GSM card. You need something fairly stiff in the centre and for the tabs, because you have to pull out but you also have to push in. So if you use something too flimsy, like just normal paper, then you're probably going to have a problem when you try and push it back in again. So you need something not too stiff, but you know, this isn't too stiff, but fairly stiff. Okay, so we need one piece. I'm going to tell you the measurements of what I'm making, but you can make it whatever size, and you could change all the measurements around to suit you. So mine, I've got a piece of card which is 14.5 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres, and then I have two other pieces which are 11 centimetres by 7.5 centimetres, and I've also put a little tab here on the end which I'm going to use as my pull tab. You can just cut this straight if you want to and stick a tab on after, like I've done on this one. You can stick a tab on, you could stick a you know, little index tabs, or no tabs at all if you want it to be very secret. Okay, so we've got these three pieces, and that's basically what we're going to need. And we're also going to need a piece of plastic. This is just packaging, and it's quite soft plastic. It's not, let me just grab some of the packaging, like for cards and things. You possibly could use it, but it's a little bit stiff. this is quite a soft cellophane. You need something quite soft because it's going to have to wrap around and pull around something, so it's going to have to be quite soft. So I'm using a piece of this and these, and then a few other bits of paper, and then the rest is just decorating. So you're also going to need a craft knife and a ruler, and you're going to need some glue of some sort, like a white glue or a glue stick. I'm going to use some double-sided tape as well, but you could just use glue. I just quite like using double-sided tape for this. Okay, so I've cut out a clean one of these. I'll show you how to mark it. So we'll want, because we want this to be like this, we basically want to lay one of these here and one of these on this end. So this edge is to this edge and this edge is to this edge. And then I'm just going to mark very slightly above, just at the point where the panel ends at this end, and the same for this one, just very slightly wider than the panel because we need some space for it to move. Okay, so what we're then going to need to do is cut some slits in here with our craft knife. Okay. You can just cut one slit if you want, but I find it works better and it's easier to move and pull in and out if you make a little bit more space. So I'm just going to cut down both those lines. On both sides. And then I'm just going to cut at the ends here so we can hopefully just pull these bits out. So then we have our piece of card, and we have our 2 slots. And the idea is that we're going to attach these into here, and this is going to be our mechanism to pull in and out. But what we need is something to make it move in and out, and that is where our plastic comes in. So what we're going to need is a piece that is about the same width as these pieces, because this is going to stick onto this. So I'm just going to cut a straight edge on one side of this. and just going to mark this same width. And then I'm going to cut I can't see my mark, there it is. Just going to cut. It doesn't have to be too accurate. So basically we need to thread this through here and back around through the other side. So it goes along the back. If I can make it. There we go, I think you can see. So it's going in here, around the back, and then out here. And then we need to fix it. So that it just closes in a loop around here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a bit of double-sided tape, but like I say, you can use whatever you want on yours. Okay. So pull that off. So I'm going to try and get it quite straight around here. Pull it not too tight, but so it's flat, and then stick it down. Okay, if this looks slightly different suddenly, then it's because when I came to edit, I'd misplaced a small part of the video, which is a very important part, which is attaching the panels to the plastic. So I'm going to just do that now. So we had our plastic which we've attached in a loop around, and we've got the join at one end here, which is where I'm going to start. So we've got a join at this end and our plastic wrapped around, and then I'm going to take one of these pieces and I'm going to insert it from the underneath through the slot, and then it's going to attach at this end only onto the plastic, basically on top of where the join is that we made. So I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape here. But I'm going to put 2 rows. Just for security. Okay, get that backing off there. Okay, so we're coming up through the slot, and then we have our double-sided tape or your glue, and then we have the join in the plastic here. So I'm just going to place that onto there like that. So that's stuck down. So it's not stuck down at this end, it's only stuck down at this end. Okay, so if we turn over to the other side, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So this one we're going to bring up through here, and we're going to stick it to this end with just this end. Okay, so I'm going to put some double-sided tape here. Just exactly the same as the other side. Don't want anything sticking to anything. And peel those off. So we're coming up through the slot, and then we're going to stick it to this end here. So it's stuck down here, but it's not stuck down at this end, just at this end. So now we've got this one coming in from this side, coming up through and stuck down, and then we've got this one coming through from this side, coming up through and stuck down. Okay, so that is all we need to create our mechanism for the movement. So then when we pull, the plastic, which is wrapped around the middle part, allows these two pieces to just roll and move. So when you pull, you can actually, depending on how stiff your card is, just do it by pushing and pulling one side. But it's just all due to the plastic here, just rolling around that central part. And because you've only attached it at one end and at one end, it allows it to be free to move. So there we go. And then we're going to move on to the actual card and decorating, and how to cover this section so you don't see what's in the middle. Okay, so for our actual card, now I've shown you the method. I've got the same thing, only I've covered these two sections with coffee dyed paper, because these are going to be the pull-out sections that you can use for journaling or to decorate or put whatever you want on, basically. So that's the piece that's gonna show on one side and the other side. So we've got those there like that. Now I'm gonna ink around on the edges of here and here, and the same on the other side, because when we're finished you might see the inside, because the ends will be open like this to enable you to pull it in and out. So just in case anything's visible, I'm just going to ink along the edges of here. So just to blend it in. You're not going to see a lot of it. To be honest, it's just in case, just so that there's no white edges showing, unless of course you are not into inking things, and then you can leave it all clean. But with most things it is entirely up to you. Right, I'm going to, you could round the corners here if you wanted to. Basically all of the design aspect, obviously after you find out what the method is, the rest is entirely up to you. I'm just going to trim off a few of these bits. I might round these, but I'll decide later, I think. For now, I'm just gonna ink around these edges, and that's the tabs only that I just folded over, and I'll stick them down. But that can all be done later. The bits that stick out you can decorate after. Doing both sides because you see both sides, because it's basically reversible. Okay, to the other side. Okay. Cover these pieces with anything or nothing if you use pages, book pages, pages from digital kits, pictures. I mean, yeah, it's completely up to you. Right, so we've got some ink on those now. The next thing that I'm going to do, this is entirely up to you. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a piece of plain paper here first across. I'm just going to choose what I'm going to use for my cover panel. I want this to be fairly stiff, so you could just go ahead and just cover it with something on one side and something on the other side, and just stick it down along the three edges. You've got to leave the edge open where the tab comes out, so you could just stick something on both sides, and then you'd have your card done. I'm going to actually make mine a bit more sturdy by putting some plain paper on here first. Move these out of the way. Okay, just need to get a bit of plain paper. Okay, so I've basically got two pieces of just plain white copy paper, exactly the same size as our original piece of card, and I'm just going to cover both sides first, and then I'm going to attach whatever I'm going to attach after. You could just do this and then decorate. You could cover it with paper or collage onto it, or yeah, do whatever. Stick a picture on here. It's entirely up to you. So the way to stick this down is, as I say, you have to leave the end with the tab on each side open. So you want to stick down on this side and this side and this side, and over here you want to stick down on this side and this side and this side. I'm going to use double-sided tape again, but obviously you can glue it down if you want to. Okay, I'm going to also put a piece just across here. You can stick down anywhere that isn't going to interfere with this on either side. If you're going to glue, you could just put glue all the way across on this piece. I'm going to do the same on this side. So a piece here and a piece here. Doesn't tear very well, this tape. And then a piece along here. Right, put a piece here. And a piece here. Right, so I'm going to peel off the tape. I quite like using the double-sided tape for some things like this, because you don't have to wait around for it to dry. And on some of these things with moving parts, it's actually works out quite well to use the tape, because it avoids you gluing things to things that shouldn't be glued and need to move. So I'm going to stick that on there and do exactly the same on this side. So we're just enclosing the mechanism. I mean, if you wanted to, you could leave it open. You could have a picture underneath here that would be exposed. I mean, it's all personal preference. Once you know how to do these things, then you can obviously get creative with different ways of using it, and on different things. Like I say, you can make tags, you can do it on pages, you can do it on covers, you can do it on a greetings card, anything. And also, when you cover it like this, it just helps it to all stay flat when you're pulling in and out. So there we go. So we've now got our clean one side, clean the other side. These are the panels that we'll see. So lots of extra secret journaling space. If you wanted it to be really secret, you could just not have tabs and then just grab the ends when you wanted to pull it out. Or another idea is you could actually make, I had another idea on another one, you could actually make little finger tabs so that you could then pull it out, and then you wouldn't have anything sticking out the end. You just have a little notch in here and then just pull it out from there. Okay, so it's just another personal preference thing, design thing. Okay, so now for mine, I'm going to decide what I'm going to decorate it with. And I'm just going to get out the cards that I made from the collage masterboard and see if there's one that I particularly like, and we're going to decorate it more anyway. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, and then I'm going to put some coffee dye paper, I think, on the back side. So, well, not that there has to be a back side, because basically they are exactly the same, with the same at either side. So I'm going to get together some other bits and pieces that I need to decorate this. Okay, so I just changed my mind about which card I'm going to use. I've changed to this one, and I've pulled out a few bits that I want to use to decorate it. I'm going to use these, I think. It's a little story I'm making up here about this couple going on a journey. This is, I'm not sure what the dates are. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put these on here some way, and then I'm going to just put some lace across, maybe a little bit of paper frill. Okay, righto, so I'm going to actually decorate this before and then stick it on afterwards. So I'm going to just do a bit of inking on this piece of paper. I've just literally just got a scrap and just folded it a few times to make a little frill. And then I'm gonna maybe stick one here, and stick one here, possibly. here and one here. Okay, and then they're going to be over here somewhere. Okay, I'm going to stick this down first. Stick down that side first. Let's come back and stick the other side. Right. Okay. So that's our little frills. I'll probably stick the label just over the top here, and something else up here, or just the lace, possibly just the lace to go across here. Okay, let's put these two together. Okay, let's put a little bit of glue on him. Stick him to her first. Okay. I'm also just sticking down around the sides of this because if I wanted to at a later date, I could put something in here as a little pocket, depending on how I'm going to use this card. So you have your secret journaling space and another pocket in here. Right, I'm going to ink this label. I think these ones are, yeah, these ones I've printed on sticky back label paper. So which isn't always that easy to. Right, I'm going to stick this down a bit more, just so that my label is going to lay nice and flat when I stick it down. Okay. So that's going to go across there. Just going to ink around here, this little ticket. And then I'm going to stick him down as well. overlap them. Ooh. Overlap them like that. Okay. I'm going to put a bit of lace top here. And then maybe another bit down the side, this side. Okay, so I'm just gonna dab the glue onto the lace, and then when I press it down, I don't want to press too hard because I don't want it to all apologies, my video stopped while I was sticking these bits on. So here we go. So I've still got a little pocket space. Let me just in here. I can put something if I want to. Yeah, so this couple here have got their little story. In fact, I might put a little stamp, possibly, if I can find one in my little stamp envelope. I can find one that's gonna yeah, maybe him. Okay, so stick a little stamp on. Get my tweezers for this one. So here we go, little stamp. So this is all about their journey, obviously, and then they have their secret writing space where they write secret messages to each other. Okay. So I'm going to put some glue on here. I'm going to use the glue stick for this part. I'll try and stick it down quite well to the edges. Then I'm going to put my cover piece on top. Can ink around again. After. Okay. And then I'm going to get myself a piece of copy paper, the right size. sure it's the right size before I tear it. There we go. Okay, so that's the piece for the back. So we want to put some glue down now. On the back. Touch up at the edges if I need to after. I'm going to stick that down. This all needs to dry up a bit now. Glued her. Okay, so going to clear this away so you can see. Okay, what I'm going to do, I think, ideally this needs to dry, so I might just dry it off a bit and then come back and do the finishing touches. Okay, so it's getting towards being dry, so we can do the finishing touches. I've just stuck a little cluster of little diamantes here and a little bit of gauze there. Okay, so we need to ink around, so I'm gonna ink the edges. Here I'm gonna do some inking on these edges as well. Just gonna good old ink across the top of here. And just across here. Okay, just gonna ruffle these up a bit. And same on the top one, just a bit more. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna, I think, leave it like that. So there we go. And there's our journaling space. You can write on there, decorate there, put pictures. And then on the back, we've got all of this space for journaling. And then, so there we go. Thanks for watching.